Hey guys, what we want to do today is we want to talk about the law of cosines and the law of sines, and we want to do some problems where we have to draw some pictures to be able to depict which one we have to use, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into these problems. So I have two problems we want to look at. The first problem is in triangle ABC, we have an angle A, which is 40, and angle C is 115, and little b is 8. We want to find little a to the nearest tenth, and then we have our multiple choice answers to this problem. Alright, so when I look at this problem, I want to draw a picture. We know we need to draw a triangle. It doesn't matter what your triangle looks like. A lot of times when I have to draw a triangle, I just draw the triangle the way it kind of looks in here. So I just draw a triangle like that. Okay, and I know that my triangle needs to be labeled A, B, and C. So capital A, capital B. Man, that B is ugly. All right, and then C, big C. Good. All right, now, what we want to do is we want to talk about those little letters, and the little letters always represents the sides that are across from those angles. So big A is right here, so little a will be on the other side. Big C is here, so little c will be across from that, and big B across from that will be little b. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to fill in what we know. We know that angle A is 40. Looks kind of like a 46. I'm sorry there. We have angle C, which is 115. And then we have little b, which is 8. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to figure out which one we need to use, whether it's the law of sines or the law of cosines. Well, in this case, since we have angle, side, angle, that's going to be the law of sines. Okay? So the law of sines is what we're going to use. So using the law of sines, we know that we're going to take our sine of an angle over its opposite side. Okay? And then we're going to set it equal to the sine of another angle over its opposite side. Okay, which is the side we're looking for. So we're actually looking for little a, so we know that that is going to be our variable in this case, okay, since that's what we're looking for. And so what we do know is that angle A is 40, C is 115, and little b is 8. Okay? What we first have to do is we have to figure out what we need to find in order to find A. So what I always suggest is that you find this third angle, okay? Or if you need to find the other angle that's there. And to do that, you will take 180, because all of them equal 180, minus 115, minus 40. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to go ahead and do that inside of our calculator just to make sure we got everything right. So we do 180 minus 40 minus 115. And that says that we are going to see 25, right? So we know my angle is 25. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. Okay, it's always good to have missing pieces figured out right away, okay, so that we can move on from that. All right, so looking at this picture now, I want to figure out which two angles I need to use. Well, since I know I need to find little a, then we know that we have to set it up as the sine of big A over little a equals, and then we have to figure out what we do need. Do we need to use the sine of C, or do we need to use the sine of B? Well, since I don't know little c, I would suggest to use sine of B. So we want to do sine of B, it's big B now, over little b. And so the sine of A, sine of 40, because that's big A, over little a equals the sine of 25 over 8, because that's what little b is. All right, so then what we have is we have a proportion. Okay, and so to solve that, we're going to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we get 8 times the sine of 40. Okay, and a times the sine of 25. So we have 8 sine of 40 is equal to a sine of 25. So in order to solve this, what we need to do is we need to divide off the sine of 25. Because we want to get our variable by itself. And so what we have is we're going to cross that off and we're going to have what a is actually equal to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into our calculator over here. So we want to do 8 times the sine of 40 divided by the sine of 25. We want to make sure that when we do that, that our calculator is in degree mode. So it is in degree mode right now, so everything's set up pretty good there. So we're going to do 8 times the sine of 40. Close those parentheses off. And we're going to divide that by the sine of 25. Close those parentheses off. Alright, so what we have here is we have 12.16. When we're looking at our answers, we're supposed to round to the nearest tenth, so that means that we are going to pick letter F because that rounds it to the nearest tenth, which is 12.2.